This week we started looking at finger picking, so our first ever voyage into the world of finger picking, which I do appreciate. When you first start looking at this, it can seem like a bit of a mind boggler because you're having to think about multiple things all at once. We're actually having to think about three things really when we do finger picking. We're having to think about the behaviour of this hand, so what the picking hand is doing. You're having to think about what the fretting hand is doing, so what chords it's playing. But quite frequently, as we see in this week's work, so from exercise 5 onwards, we start seeing some additional kind of movements that this hand has to do. So if it's playing an A minor chord, you know, maybe you have to take some notes on and bring some off. So yeah, you kind of multitasking, but on 3 different levels. So in this video, we're going to go through the sheet, which is finger picking with Travis picking. I'm not going to play through each exercise, but just kind of speak about some of the technique in some of these. So in most, I think there's one exception, which is exercise 3. Your thumb, and maybe jot this down if you didn't in session. Your thumb plays a 6th string, the 5th string, the 4th string. Your first finger plays the 3rd string, your second finger plays the 2nd string, and your 3rd finger plays the 1st string. So let's have a look at, we'll pick this up from exercise 3. So exercise 3 is based around an E chord, and within that we have pinches. So we're playing 2 notes at the same time. This is written out in quavers, but play it at whatever speed or whatever rhythm you feel comfortable doing it at this stage. And this exercise is fantastic for developing kind of the coordination of this hand so that your fingers start thinking independently. Exercise, if we jump to exercise 5. Now exercise 5, the 3rd note from the last of that bar of music requires for you to take the 1st finger off the A minor chord. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to play through exercise 5. I'll count us in from 4, and as I do so, I want you just to follow this through on the page. So we're going, keep your eye on this finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So on the off beat after the 3rd beat we removed that finger. Exercise 6, rather than removing a finger, we're adding a finger. So this again is the 3rd note from the end of the bar, and again I just want you to keep your eye on what's happening in this 3rd fret here and this 4th finger. So we go, I'll count us in from 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I kind of bluff that up a little bit. Let's do that one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you notice on the offbeat of the 3rd that finger's going on to that D note there. Let's go on to page 2. In page 2 we have the introduction of Travis picking. So it's exercise 8. On some of the printouts from this week it says Carter picking through to exercise 10. This is Travis picking, so just make that amendment if you need to. So Travis picking, as a brief summary, is where we pick the lowest note, the root note on the 1st and 3rd beat and the 4th string on the 2nd and 4th beat. And that can be applied with any chord, so you could just try that with a few different shapes. On the off beats, we tend to have some more kind of intricate stuff happening on the higher strings, so the 2nd, 3rd and 1st strings. Exercise 8, I will show you on this hand first of all. So it's based around a G chord, and we're picking the 6th string on the first. So if you just listen for how this sounds. So 6th string and the 2nd and 3rd string on the first beat, and then the 4th string and the 2nd and 3rd string on the second beat, and then we repeat that for the 3rd and 4th. On this hand, it looks like this. So we've got the 6th, so I've got my 2nd finger on the 2nd string, my 1st finger on the 3rd string, and my thumb here, and we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that on top of the chord, and you've got exercise 9. Again, we're on a G chord. On this one, we're going to start using the 3rd finger. And on this hand, I can show you the picking pattern. We've got the thumb on the 6th string, the 1st finger on the 3rd string, the 2nd on the 2nd string, and that's for beat 1. So beat 1 is beat 1. Beat 2, this 3rd finger goes on the 1st string, and the thumb goes down to the 4th string. So beat 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've crossed over to an E minor chord now. Back to an E minor. Exercise 10, sorry, is based same picking pattern as exercise 9 with this hand, but crossing from an A major to an E major. So, chaps, not the not the simplest of things really. It's a bit of a step up, I guess, but that's exactly what we're trying to achieve. You can practice this away from your guitar. By just, for example, do the finger picking pattern from exercise 9 and 10, and that way you're training these fingers to work separately. And before you dive into this, have a look at some of the other stuff that we was looking at, where we were just picking through chords, so just getting these fingers used to picking. So maybe go to an A chord and pick the 5th, 4th strings, and then the 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string, and just sort of work through them. We're going to come back to this in a couple of weeks, so you've got some time to look at it, but I'd definitely start it as soon as possible. Start including it in your practice, and just enjoy the process. It's very, very rewarding and really fun to do once you get into it. So happy practicing with that.